at the Super Bowl?
11:30.
It's 11:30 now.
Well, a midnight here in there is 9, and I don't want to go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then that's 6 here, and then I come home here, and it's ridiculous. So I have already made all my dinner plans were like 7:30. So I'm going to force myself to eat late. And
you had to make reservations at 7:30 in Miami?
Yeah. The people out east live harder. The people out east, they eat later, they party harder. Haven't you ever thought about that?
Yes, of course. Because in California, everything closes kind of relatively early. Like bars, restaurants, everything closes at 1:30 no matter what here. Like you are out. Please go. They will push you out the door.
You lived in Miami. Nobody goes to dinner at 5:15.
Well, no, a lot of people go to dinner at 5:15. They're just retired.
Yeah, that's the old people. Matlock.
Yeah.
It goes to a lot of Matlock. Yeah.
Got to get in bed before the sun gets down. So Derrick Henry averaged 188.5 yards per game in the postseason wins over the Patriots and Ravens, but he got shut down by the Chiefs yesterday in the AFC Championship game, and he got emotional after the run came to an end.
Yeah, I definitely shed a couple of tears, just because, I love my teammates, love the chemistry that we had, throughout this whole season, and we had to stick together, through the adversity. We got a lot of great guys in the locker room. It's football. We know the locker room is going to change, but, I just felt like I could have did more for this team. I love this team. I love playing football. I love competing, and I love being around my teammates. Life is not always, laughs and giggles are going to be hard, but, you got your brothers to lean on, your teammates to lean on, to get you through those hard times.
Listen, they were a lot of fun. Now, they have a quarterback situation. What do you do with Tannehill? He's good.
I guess you franchise tag him. They have a quarterback situation and a Derrick Henry situation. He's a free agent.
Oh, I'd pay Derrick Henry, absolutely. He fits their culture. They're a tough...
He is their culture.
Yeah, no, I have no problem.
They have to pay him.
Yeah, no, again, you can have great players. They don't fit your culture. He is the Titans. Just a physical nature. Mike Vrabel. They have the biggest, toughest-looking coach. Derrick Henry is what they're going to be.
Right. And to me, yesterday, he had a couple good runs, and obviously he had that touchdown. So I don't think he had a bad game.
No.
He just couldn't get to the magic number. In those two games, he had 32 carries. He averaged 32 carries in both of those playoff wins, and he only had 19 carries yesterday. So they didn't get to him enough, but they couldn't.
Oh, and they also, in the second half, trailed. So
right.
Then it changes everything.
But they go through him. So that's sort of the issue when you rely on the run that much. And the Chiefs did a great job containing him, obviously. They held him less than 70 yards for the first time since week 9.
Wow.
After the game, defensive end Frank Clark was pumped up about shutting down Henry and the Titans' rushing attack to reach the Super Bowl.
Over 200 yards each game. I know damn well we wasn't going to win the game. We let that happen. They come in here. He ran for 70 yards. They call him the best rusher in the league. We sit in this home early. At the end of the day, we champions. AFC. That trophy that got my own the last name on it, that in KC.
By the way, he's good. Chris Jones. It should be noted, we can bang on Tennessee. If you look at Honey Badger, if you look at their defensive front, Kansas City's defense was actually, in the last 6 weeks of the year, really good.
I think that Kansas City should be commended for that, because that was the biggest question last year, right, was their defense. And we didn't know if they were going to improve this year, which they felt like they had to, because it can't just all go through Patrick Mahomes. As amazing as Patrick Mahomes was yesterday, he had that one run, missed 3 sacks and 4 tackles and falls into the end zone. We know he's a magician. He's incredible. But can the defense get the stops and shut down Derrick Henry, who's been running all over every team, as he just said? And that's really what it came down to in this game, and they did a fantastic job doing that, which is why I think that the Super Bowl is going to be an incredible watch, because as physical as San Francisco is, we're kind of really not paying attention to how much improved the Chiefs defense is. So we got really lucky. We're going to have a great Super Bowl. So finally, a little pettiness. Usually we reserve the pettiness for the NBA, but Darrelle Revis took a shot at Richard Sherman during the NFC Championship yesterday. He shared some criticism on Twitter, saying fear of getting beat in man-to-man coverage, every snap, every play, the fact that he doesn't travel as a cornerback is lame. Accept the challenge as the best and shut Adams down the entire game. Do it for the game of football. Stop hiding a cover 3 zone. Well, Richard Sherman, never one to hold back, saw his comments and responded, I would go in on this has-been, but I have a Super Bowl to prepare for. Enjoy the view from the couch. Your 9th year looked a lot different than this, and it's accept thought I would give you a lesson while I was here because he said.
Yeah, Stanford guys just flaunting their genius.
I'm happy for Richard Sherman.
So
Richard Sherman fought his way all the way back. He's second-team All-Pro this season, reached his 5th Pro Bowl. He's a huge part of that defense. And he's right, he is playing in a Super Bowl, and their defense is physical and incredible. And he's always talking about he's always going to defend his craft. He's very proud about what he does, and he did an amazing job.
Yeah, and I don't think, listen, man, if you get beat over the top by Devontae Adams once a game, you can live with that. He had a good game. Richard Sherman proved me wrong. I thought after the injury in Seattle, I thought it was done. I thought he was kind of a...
It's a very hard injury to come back from
and he
in any sport.
He had a great year. He's also good for they've got some young players on this team. You know, that defensive front for the Niners, they're almost all under 25. It's really actually a young team. Debo, Kittle, Garoppolo, their right tackle. Defensively, their corners.
No, he's huge for them. He's been there before.
Yeah, he's
experienced. He knows how to prepare for this game. He's going to be crucial for them.
Good stuff. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
We do this game in sports. We talk about this a lot. Windows close very quickly. You know, in the NBA, sometimes you have a Kobe and Shaq, and they wear each other out. Players get hurt in football. You know, in baseball, how many innings can a great pitcher give you? How many straight years? So windows are often open for a championship, or they're partially open, or they're closed. And we look at the playoff teams this year. Whose Super Bowl window, I think it'll surprise you, is still open, and whose is closed based on contracts, age, injuries, and free agency. That's coming up. 66% of men start to lose their hair by the age of 35 years old. But it's 2020 now. Flip the calendar. Science and medicine changes everything. Hims is a company that helps guys be the best version of themselves. FDA-approved products. No awkward in-person doctor visit. Answer a couple of questions online quickly. A licensed physician, he or she reviews it and determines if a prescription's right for you.